Man, oh man alive, are there a freaking ton of videos out there talking about Sony not making physical discs past 2028. And man, they've got two black eyes and a bloody nose, and they freaking deserve it. Are the are they the only ones that deserve it? No, they are not the only ones that deserve it. Nintendo's been going this way. Xbox is going this way. I made a logical decision that I really need to start buying physical games. I need to more investigate what I'm buying and make sure that I'm not buying games that are going to disappear off my shelf or be worthless. And I was a huge, huge, heavy collector of Xbox games, and I just got to the point that I wasn't going to buy any more Series X games, physical games, because they're really not physical and they weren't on the disc. And I was finding out in more research that there was a lot more physical games on the PlayStation format. So I was going to check doesitplay.org and make sure that I had physical games in my library. So I stopped collecting for the Xbox and started collecting more for the PS5 because I just was sick of buying worthless things for my shelf that are going to disappear over time. And I made that decision. And then like a year later, they make an announcement that they're not going to make physical games anymore, and everybody's bashing the crap out of them. And I bet you anything, Xbox and Nintendo are just kicking back, laughing a little bit, knowing that they're going to go in that direction anyways. Let Sony take a brunt of the bad media. Let them be the punching bag. They've been on the top for so long. It's good that they get the crap kicked out of them. So that's kind of my opinion on what they're doing right there. And Microsoft and Nintendo has been going in this direction for years. And I made the conscious decision a while back. I just thought about it for a while and said, you know, I sick of buying these games that I have to have digital play it. I have to have an update to play it. And a lot of them are that way anymore. And I really want to own a physical game and have it be a true physical game. So I started checking doesitplay.org a little more and seeing that more of the physical games were on the PS5. So I decided I'm going to buy more PS5 games and I'm going to freaking research these games when they come out and find out if they're playable on the disc from point A to point Z and make my decision to buy those games that way. Not to run out, not to let FOMO take over, not to think, man, I got to have a YouTube video on this freaking game, because everybody's going to be doing it. I just need to enjoy gaming for what gaming is. And gaming is fun. And if I'm buying something and I'm not owning it, that's not fun for me. You know, when you buy something and you purchase a game, you want to own it. I see everybody getting on the physical bandwagon now, and I've been on this for a while, and I've taken some bashing online for well, it's just how it is. This is going to be what physical games are going to they're going to go out and digital is going to move in, and I see the younger generation just really not give a rip about what they own, and I can't explain the importance of ownership to them. And this is just how media is. And these are people that have grown up not buying CDs, not buying, records, not buying cartridges, but if they can't get a game in a store and they can't put their hands on it, go out and buy the digital copy immediately. I've done it too. I've done it where if I can get a game a day early, I've literally bought, golf games on digital and then turned around and bought it physical in the store. So I could just have it on my shelf. So if something happened to my digital copy, I'd always have a physical back there. And it was just always my train of thought to buy both of them. So there is a place for for digital games. There's a reason for digital games. There's developers out there that love gaming, that love programming for gaming, that can't afford to put a main distribution, all the logistics it takes to get a physical game out to a store. They can't do that. So I understand their logic that there's a purpose for digital. But where I'm going to draw the line for myself is in the EULA. If I buy a game and it says it's only a limited license and this game can be taken away from you anytime, you're just limited to this one download, I really don't want to buy that game. I'm terrible when it comes to, Pinball FX, because I love freaking pinball and I love buying pinball in the VR. In Pinball FX VR, you put that headset on, you play the game, you're in there, you walk up to the pinball machine, and it is sure a lot cheaper to buy that digital pinball machine than it is to go out and buy a physical machine. I've only got 2 pinball games in my home right now that are true physical, literally right in front of me, and I love playing them. But I don't have the money to go out and spend, that much on games, so on pinball games, so I'm forced to buying some in virtual reality. And I love it. At one point in time, when I was on VR and I was buying them on Xbox, somehow they did a wipeout of the account and you had to download the new one. And when I downloaded the new one, I had no problem going out and buying these packs of, 5 or 6 games for $30, because if I bought the real one, it'd be a heck of a lot more. So I went out and rebought them. So I'm part of the problem as well, because I voted with my wallet. And I lost a license to that, but I had no problem knowing the price comparison in my head, and I rebought them. Am I always going to do that? I don't know, man. I really don't know, because I just can't be throwing money away. The economy sucks. Data centers, whether it's true or not, it's killing the prices of storage. And we can't buy the SSDs for our PS5s at the prices we once bought them for. So we're erasing our digital games in our library to put more digital games in the library, or to put a physical game into that SSD storage. And gaming has gotten expensive. So, this digital format and the digital war, it just really sucks to me, because I love to own my games. I guarantee I was not an NES collector. I never collected for the NES. I was an Atari guy. I got to that age after the crash that I went right into, the Sega Genesis. So I wanted to experience a lot of these games. And I bought these on the secondhand market, whether it be from a convention, a game store, and they look like crap playing them on an HD TV. But they sell devices like the Retron, 2 HD that has HDMI out. I can put this in there, play it, and enjoy this game on my HD TV in the game room, and it is my game. You ain't gonna come back and take this away from me. It could wear out eventually, it could break eventually, but it's sitting on my shelf right there. I've gone into my Xbox library before and I've had games disappear. I've had real bad, real good games disappear from the library. I can remember getting in a discussion with a Microsoft phone agent from Xbox about, well, that game's now available on Game Pass. And if you subscribe to Game Pass, you'll have that game back in your collection. And I'm like, well, you just said I have it back in my collection, so I did lose it. Well, we're not seeing that you have an entitlement for that game. I can remember that I bought it digitally so that I could take this Xbox down to my relative's house and play with my nephew. And I'm here to play that game with my nephew now, and it's not here. Well, you're not showing that you have an entitlement. I'm like, are you kidding me? I know that I bought it. So why I'm arguing with them online, I get on my banking site and I pull the entitlement up of the when I purchased it, because you can do that with your online banking, and exactly when I bought it, and it says the game name right there. Gotcha, Microsoft. And their answer was again, if you subscribe to Game Pass, you would get this game available and you can have it right now. I was like, okay, I bought it digital once. Why would I want to buy it digital again? I own a physical copy of this game back at home. Why would I want to buy it, a third time? Why in Game Pass, I'm not even buying it. I'm subscribing to it. So you're telling me I don't have an entitlement to this game. I'm telling you I got the receipts and I can prove it. And you don't give a rip. So digital, I've experienced it firsthand of games disappearing out of my library. And it just ticks me off. And the true thing is ownership. And no matter if we have a disc in our library on a shelf, if that game is legitimately not completely on that disc, we really don't own it. We own a box and a piece of plastic, and it's not even worth the plastic that it's printed on because it's depreciated over time. If I can't go out and re-download that game. So, is it a physical game? No. I don't think the discussion is between physical and digital. I think the discussion right now is in Control and their EULAs. And their EULAs are like a deal with the devil. And for years, they've been grooming us to move in this digital format. And I know as part of the evolution of gaming that we're going to move in this way. But part of the evolution of gaming is media changes. And I should be able to own that game. I can literally get 25,000 Atari games. There's not even 25,000 Atari 2600 games. I could fit them on one Blu-ray HD media disc. And where has compression gone to? Where has being able to fit that whole game on there? They could be doing this, but they don't want to do it because they want control of what we purchase and what the services are. And this is similar to what we have right now in our cable companies and our internet providers. They gotcha and they want to continue that money rolling in. And buying games on a shelf right now isn't in their best interest, isn't good, for their shareholders. And it's all about making money. And, somebody could come out on top. If Nintendo decided tomorrow that, hey, we're going to go physical, we're going to make these discs available, we're going to work on compression issues to get more things on there, we can put a zip file now into that little memory card and blow that up to 3 times the size, and now we can fit that whole game completely on your memory card, but you have all the files on this game key card. Man, Nintendo could really benefit from this and be right on top. Sony's been on top for years, and it's all about the ownership and about control. They don't want us to own anything. Wasn't that Ubisoft that said you're going to own nothing and you're going to be happy about it? That's bullcrap. I want to own something. I want to have it on my shelves. I want to be able to trade it. I want to be able to resell it. I want to be able to, 15 years from now, if I ever get to retire, I want to say, hey, backlog, man, I'm here, baby. We're going to go through you. But, with digital, I might not have that option in 15 years. Those games might be gone. So where do you stand on this? I know everybody's ticked off about it. I understand that. I know everybody is like, physical good, digital bad. And the evolution of the two should go hand in hand and work. Another point that I have is, where did quality assurance go in these games? I don't know I can't tell you who made Cyberpunk because I didn't want to buy it. I bought it for the Switch too because it was a complete physical game, but I didn't want to buy it on the Xbox, and I sure the heck didn't want to buy it on any other platform when I found out it was an incomplete game, it was broken, and the patches made it better later over years and made it a freaking awesome game. Where did the quality assurance go where games were sold that, sold complete and they worked and you got a full experience? We've gotten really sloppy, on making games lately. We need to have a company step up and say, hey, we're about the consumer, we're pro consumer. Without you guys, we don't have a company. And the only way that we can make that happen is if we vote with our wallets. Is it good for gaming? Maybe in the long run. I don't know. I don't have the answers. It's beyond my pay bracket, but I sure the heck don't like it. What's your thoughts on this? I've rambled enough about this. I'm going to throw that game there. I just wanted to share my opinions on it, what I'm kind of thinking. I basically, in a nutshell, we're a frog in the kettle right now. And for those that don't know what the frog in the kettle is, it is the mindset that if you put a frog in a kettle of water and you turn up the heat slowly, the frog will stay in the kettle till it's dead. And that's what they've done with us towards physical media. We have been the frog in the kettle for years, and we've stayed with them for this long till they've killed it. If you take a frog and you throw it in boiling water, it'll jump out of that boiling water and try to hop off and survive. We need to stop being the frog in the kettle. We need to make sure that we're not in that pot of boiling water. We need to make sure that that we're going to survive as consumers. We got to stop scrolling through the EULAs and clicking an agree if we really don't agree to it. Point blank, do your research as a consumer before you buy a game. If it's not on there, don't buy it. Don't buy a game that's a fake physical game. Make sure you know that. Make sure that you vote with your wallet. If you don't want, if you're not into this, if you're not into digital games and you're not into not owning your own games, then go buy Grand Theft Auto 6. But if you, and I hate to do this to the company because they spent billions of dollars bringing Grand Theft Auto 6, I suggest you don't buy the dang thing. If they can't come out with a physical game that will fit on a disc and they spent this much time into it and they want to trap you into a subscription and into buying digital, to heck with them. Don't buy the dang game if you're not in agreement with it. A EULA is like making a deal with the devil. It's my way or the highway. You guys don't like playing with people that says, I want to take my ball and go home. Why would you freaking do that with your wallet? I don't know. I rambled long enough. What's your guys' opinions on this? I, like everybody else, thought I'd put a video out. I know I put one out before. I've talked about game key cards before, but I just wanted to touch base a little bit about what my opinions were, on on the death of physical games. What's your opinions? Write them in the comment below. Nobody's opinions are wrong. Everybody's opinions are welcomed. Make sure you're nice to one another. I know I keep saying that at the end of the video, but it's important that we are nice to one another. The golden rule applies for everybody. And if you see me out at the convention, stop and say hi. I got a sticker for you. And remember, as always, game on.